I just can't believe they're making an entire anime out of Boruto's dad. What kind of hero is that fuck gonna be? What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Party Chat. I'm Patrox.
I'm Obey the Fist.
And once again, we're joined by our friend Steve.
Hello.
Now, we already did villains, so it's time we add another face to that cube of media dichotomy.
Heroes. What is the worst hero you have ever encountered so far? We'll go ahead and start here before we talk about the stuff we like.
Okay.
Get this out of the way.
We should add
On three?
No, hold on. We should add a stipulation here that it has to be a mainstream hero, something everybody's gonna know,
Sure,
not some podunk character from a 2-chapter, online webcomic. Or
Same
something.
time on three?
I don't think you're gonna like my answer, but all right.
All right.
Lamest hero, or just worst?
Both.
Okay.
Yeah, like the bottom of the barrel for you personally.
Worst pro tag.
Okay.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
Kirito.
Goku.
Okay, you know what? I'm not even upset.
No, I'm not upset. Like, you're
Yeah.
right. Like,
Yeah, for as
that's
amazing
number 2 for me.
as amazing as DBZ is, it's not because Goku. That's not why people go to that show. I mean, probably for a few of you, but he's not the centerpiece.
I will say Dragon Ball Goku is a pretty solid hero. He's a good protagonist.
Back when he was a kid.
Yep, but
Before
once
he was
we
an
hit
adult idiot.
Once we hit Z, especially in Dragon Ball Goku time, and then Dragon Ball Super, which is just Goku time too, like, he's not good. He's not a good character.
Oh my god, GT Goku time.
Goku time, yeah.
Yeah, it's Dragon Ball Goku time. Who kills every enemy in Dragon Ball GT? It's Goku.
Yeah. I get it. He beats the bad guys, but he doesn't grow.
And he is actively causing a lot of conflict at this point. I mean, you
His
look at...
stupidity actively causes a lot of conflict at this point.
There's stupidity, and then there's bordering on, like, chaotic good. Where,
Yes.
like,
Yes. Tournament of power.
Goku giving Cell a sensu bean to beat up his 11-year-old son. That's like if you found a drunk man on the corner and gave him a Four Loko and pushed your small boy at him. And yet this man's the hero of the story?
Yeah, if we beat him at
Are you
full
gonna-
strength, it'll demoralize him.
You gotta get back up and eat that horse.
And yet I have a pair of socks that have Goku on them. I had shirts as a kid that all had Goku on them.
I mean, let's be fair. Team 4-star Goku
Makes more
is
sense.
better than OG Goku.
Oh, he's way better.
It makes more sense.
It's Yabo time.
Welcome to Party Chat YT. Yeah, welcome back to Party Chat YT. This is Yabo.
Yeah, Yabo has decided that the film set is his room now. And despite the fact that we have sealed all entrances, somehow, through the magic of being a cat, he has managed to find his way back down here.
He just makes it happen.
But at least Goku wasn't a fucking cunt the entire time.
You're talking about Kirito now.
Yes. Yes,
Yeah.
I am.
Honestly,
An
they're kind of
insufferable cunt.
they're bad for the same core reasons, which is like you never feel like they're in danger. It's the
Hold on, because Kirito he's just unbeatable, can't be touched at all. There's no conflict.
he
that really
started
resonates
off
as
the
a viewer.
strongest.
Yeah, Goku is, for me, bordering on becoming a villain of his own series. Tournament of Power, Dragon Ball Super. The idea that Goku was the one who kind of put the thought in Zeno's head to have a tournament that can erase universes.
Okay, that was never his intention. He just wanted he was like, oh, there's a bunch of universes. We should have a tournament, see who's better. He didn't say and erase galaxies.
No, but he doesn't do anything to stop conflict until it's reached its climax. Whereas You can make your argument that a good hero, although he's bordering on anti-hero, but becomes a full-blown hero, Vegeta often fights the conflict before it's reached its peak and fails in stopping it.
Oh, I'm sorry. And who let Cell absorb Android 18?
That was still anti-hero Vegeta. He was still... But
But
since then, he's very much, let's try to nip this in the butt before.
that was prior to the final redemption arc, when in the Majin Buu saga he was like, "No, I just want to be evil again," and then was like, "God damn it, I can't do it."
I don't think it was that he wanted to be evil.
He wanted to beat Goku.
He wanted to beat Goku and seized the means to do it.
Yep.
And it didn't matter that it was going to make him such.
I don't think he
That's
was ever inherently evil. Like, yeah, he killed all those people, but like, they live in a world with Dragon Balls. Do you think he didn't take that into his equation? They've showed Vegeta as cold and calculated. He knew when he slaughtered that entire group of people that they'd be wished back in probably 24 hours.
Did Vegeta and Nappa know about the Dragon Balls before they came to Earth?
Yes. That's why they
That's
came
why
there.
they came to Earth.
Oh.
Because Frieza found
Damn.
out about the Dragon Balls and was like, "Go get these
It has
for me.
been
I want
so-
immortality."
It has been
Wrong.
so long since
Or-
I watched the Saiyan saga, the start of the Saiyan saga in Dragon Ball.
They sent Raditz to Earth to get Kakarot. Kakarot and Goku and Piccolo kill Raditz. They talk about bringing Goku back with the Dragon Balls. And Raditz laughs and is like, everything you've said has been transmitted to 2 other Saiyans who are 4 times I am. It was actually when Vegeta and Nappa went to Earth to get the Dragon Balls for their own means, Frieza was like, what are they doing?
Balls, you say? 7 of them.
Have you tried working the shaft?
Oh.
With Goku's slow descent into being the
Chaotic good.
the person who's causing the conflicts in the first place, that sucks. But the reason that Kirito is bad is largely just because he's bland.
I think for me, it's the episode with when he takes what's-her-face out to get the flower to revive her dragon. And he's standing on the bridge and they come and they chop him up and he's like, I heal faster than you can deal damage. Like,
He's a Chad. But he is a Chad without character.
but what makes him an insufferable cunt is that, okay, if I were PvPing in an MMO, World of Warcraft, which I do regularly, and like I'm level 60 and a bunch of level 9s walked up and were like, hey, we're going to shoot you. I wouldn't stand there and let them do it. I would just immediately press fucking Fan of Blades and murder all of them at once.
Which is that's an awful, awful part of his character.
Like, I'm honestly surprised that Asuna hasn't gone to the hospital after making love with him because of how edgy he is.
I just think he lacks any redeeming qualities as a
Yes,
character.
correct.
Like,
The fact he started off as the strongest and ended as the strongest and never ran into struggles because he was the strongest.
I can't tell you a character growth arc he goes through.
Ooh. I have one redeeming quality for Kirito. That Alicization isn't about him. Speaking of bad heroes, Sora.
See, and I think this is a problem with a lot of heroes, is the main characters of a lot of stories, especially manga, anime, video games, are far less interesting and way less developed than the secondary hero. Because that secondary typically has a much better arc, where their character is actually allowed to grow.
In speaking of Riku, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
The Vegetas
yes.
of the world, the Rikus of the world, the characters that are, oh, you were bad, then you were anti-hero, then you redeemed yourself, now you're a hero, and
Generally speaking, the hero in that situation tends to be pretty dumb.
yeah,
Because Sora is many things. He's a very good-hearted person. He's not intelligent.
no.
I have a feeling that is meant to be that way from a writing standpoint. The
'Cause if he
Goku
were-
syndrome
If he
is-
were smart, we wouldn't have these problems.
We wouldn't
right.
need the other characters.
It's so it's the flat good arc where the character never does anything wrong.
They're good for goodness sake.
Right. That's it. And I feel like you can't make somebody intelligent who also has a flat good arc, because at any point, anybody with real intelligence questions the morality of their own actions.
Or
Avoids them entirely because they're smart.
Yeah, or at least has the ability to go, if I take the shadier route, we wind up better off in the long run. The flat good character doesn't have that. He's like, nope, I'm going to save everybody, but you can't. Watch me.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite silent protag?
It's me. I'm myself.
It's me. I'm my favorite silent protag. That's why I love silent protags, because I just get to make up the hero as I go along.
Come on, because there are silent protags out there that, I know it's projecting, but mine, Link. I'm a sucker for it.
With the exception of maybe Breath of the Wild Link, Twilight Princess Link. I mean, the 3D Links are really the only ones, but those are the two that jump out at me. Link doesn't really have a character arc.
Wind Waker.
Well, yeah, I guess, but it doesn't see. I mean, Breath of the Wild Link has a backstory. He has a character arc.
Breath of the Wild Link sucked.
I liked Breath of the Wild Link.
I think Breath of the Wild was a great game. It's a shit Zelda game.
It's a different Zelda game.
It's not a Zelda game.
It
It is an open world RPG with Zelda skins.
Sure.
A very good open world RPG with Zelda skins.
one of the most impactful games in history, which we can talk about the heroes from this game because it's also not a good hero, though there's so much love for him. Resident Evil 4.
Leon Kennedy.
I don't really care for Leon Kennedy as a hero. I think he was much better written in Resident Evil 2 as the rookie cop with all these pie-in-the-sky hopes for being a hero. And he does, good goody two-shoes stuff and gets shot on a spy's behalf. And then Resident Evil 4, he's just a Chad. But that game is a bad Resident Evil game. But it is a phenomenal game.
Yes.
And it changed the way that those games, that Resident Evil games, are made from that point on.
Tom and I won't be playing 8.
Why is that? You don't want to get stepped on by a big vampire lady?
No, I do. That's the problem. I'm not going to win because every time she's like, come out wherever you are, I'm going to be like, oh, okay.
That's why I look forward to playing that game.
I think for me, what makes a good hero is someone who has goals and ambitions outside of whatever it is they're currently doing. Like, not to default back to anime here, but, that's why I like Shinra Kusakabe so much. He's not just, I want to be good for the sake of being good. Initially, it's, I want to kill the demon that murdered my family. I like that.
And then it was okay, my brother's alive. I'm going to save my brother. I think it's important for a hero to have the broad goals of, I want to be the hero. I want to protect people. I want to restore my family to honor. I want to, whatever your overarching is, and then you have the specific one, which is...
That you want to be the very best like no one ever was?
No, that's the broad one. The specific one is like... Shiva
layers.
wanting to get his brother back, or...
No, because I feel like restoring honor to your family, that's all still better than just, I want to be the very best like no one ever was. For example, Ash Ketchum is a shit protagonist.
I mean, because he's a silent protagonist that speaks, is what he is.
You need depth, layers. That's what gives a good character the qualities that make them a good character. If you're just, like we said earlier, good for the sake of good, that gets boring. There's no depth there. But as soon as you give a good backstory, a good secondary motivation, senses of their character that are shortcomings, or potentially blurred lines between good and evil, those are all what makes a good character, a hero, a memorable and good hero.
Which to me, I feel like the anti-hero is more often than not the better hero than the hero.
The anti-hero...
Find out next time on the next episode of Party Chat.
The anti-hero could be a better written and more interesting character. But the anti-hero in a lot of these stories is the firefighter who set the house on fire and then later realizes, I should put that out.
So, for me, what the most engaging heroes are for me to watch are the ones that have to make tough decisions. The ones who don't. I like it when they fail. flat success, and not like the success with a tinge of failure. Like, show me when they absolutely, completely biff it, and then let me watch them get back up after that.
Yeah. Especially with like really shonen tropey protags, I tend to love watching episodes where they get their shit kicked in more than anything.
I think the motivations of the hero are what make a very solid hero. I think heroes that have, like the Elric brothers from Full Metal,
Yes.
it's a wonderful hero story because they are potentially not even really heroes.
Oh, I mean, yeah. I mean, if we're going down the road of anime heroes, like anime protags in general, Edward Elric will always be probably at least top 3 for me forever.
Sure, but he doesn't always necessarily do what's right or good objectively. At times he does what's right or good for him and his brother.
In the end, though, he could have just grabbed Winry and skipped town and been like, later, dudes.
Well, we wouldn't have a story.
Sacrifice, you say? Sounds like a train ticket to me.
I mean, the whole point of that show is based off them doing something they're forbidden from doing. A selfish, childish act of human transmutation to try to bring their mom back.
But they were forbidden from doing it because higher-ups didn't want people doing it and getting good at it, creating an army. That whole thing was cucked.
But I mean,
Morally questionable at best.
in world, they didn't know that.
In the context of their, perception,
We're doing anime magic.
This thing is terrible. Don't ever do it.
I miss my mommy, I'ma do it.
Yeah.
They were also children.
Sure.
Right. That's...
No, don't touch the stove. You're going to burn yourself.
I mean, they were able to measure chemicals. They were probably smarter than touch hot stove kids.
Yeah, that they were both aware that what they were doing was wrong, but they did it anyway.
Yeah.
And then the show progresses from there.
They didn't go, oop, banana peel, dead mom back.
What'd you do? Trip, fall, land on the transmutation circle?
That's not how that story went. But I think that's how Brotherhood was, actually.
To be fair, actually, I would gladly, speaking of Full Metal Alchemist, I would say Roy Mustang may be the greatest anti-hero of all time.
Tokuni naike